Yes, sirree. I'm not freaking blind, guys. It's Gweilo style. I think it's Thursday. You could die. Yeah. Son of a bitch. Geez, you know. Oh yeah, because it goes on and on and on. For all you haters, there's something to chew on for the next couple of minutes. Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. I'm cruising down the street in Nanning and I'm always looking for new places to eat, drink, shop, whatever. And I come across this place, and during the day, there's nothing here. It's sort of like day and night. During the night, I guess, because they're setting up for, like, you see the tables and chairs coming out behind me. They've got food booths off to the left of me. They've got sort of a night market for fruit and clothing and whatever over in this section, but this whole little area is a bunch of little restaurants. And as I was driving by, this big nose of mine goes, "What's that?" And so I cruise in here. I didn't even know this place existed. This is way in the west end of Nanning City, but as it's good background, this is what this video is about. I did a video the other day, the United States of China, talking about all of the different businesses that China owns. You know, like the Waldorf Astoria, the Motorola, the Ritz-Carlton, you know, all of these things. Like, I got a comment in that video, and the comment, I can't remember who it's from, sorry, but he said, or she said, I can't remember, that America owns more businesses in China than China owns in America, which means like the Motorola's and the Waldorf Astoria and you know, all of the things that I was talking about, riot games and shit like that. And so I you know me, I did a little bit of research, and I thought, well, here, let me check this out. And you know, he was spouting like McDonald's and Pizza Hut and Taco Bell and Burger King and, you know, all of the normal ones that we see on a daily basis here in China, mainland China, everywhere. Everywhere you go, there's a McDonald's. Everywhere you go, there's a Starbucks. Everywhere you go, there's a Pizza Hut and a KFC and a Mr. Submarine and frickin' Taco Bells and all of these things. So I thought, well, yeah, maybe there are more American businesses in China than China businesses in America. Because McDonald's is the most popular one out there, you know, the most visible. Well, KFC is pretty visible too, but let's start with McDonald's. Well, McDonald's is owned 52%. The Chinese McDonald operations are owned 52% by CITIC Capital. CITIC Capital is a Chinese company. Yes, Carlyle owns 28% and McDonald's has retained 20%. So you got to give a little kudos to the Americans, because they've got 48% of McDonald's here in China. So what about KFC? No, Yum Foods. Yum Foods owns 100% of KFC restaurants in all of China. You got it, 100%. So KFC in China is not owned by any American company. It is owned by the Chinese. Well, how about Taco Bell? No, Yum Foods owns Taco Bell too. You know, you'd think that there'd be a Mexican in there or somewhere, but no Mexicans, no snow Mexicans as Canadians are. So Yum Foods owns them too. How about Pizza Hut? Pizza Hut's big here. Everybody, everywhere, there's always a Pizza Hut. And it's expensive. It's as expensive as in the West here in China. The food is exactly the same. I go in there and it's like, they have extras on their menu, mind you, for the Chinese people. But as far as pizza goes, pizza's exactly the same here at Pizza Hut as it is in the West. The Supreme is good. I had one the other night. Oh, I love that stuff. But, okay. How about Pizza Hut? American company. Now, all of the Pizza Huts in China are owned by, you got it, Yum Foods. Look at this stuff. Yum, yum, yum. See, this is definitely a place I'm going to be coming here in the evening. I'm gonna rifle Wei Fong out of the kitchen, and we're gonna come here. Yeah, and then as I was doing this checking out the businesses in China that are supposed to be American businesses, I come across a Swedish one that was that I thought was a little bit weird. A Chinese company owns Volvo. Oh yeah, 100% of Volvo is owned by a Chinese company. Go figure. You see a lot of Volvos here in China. Maybe that's why. I think they've retained most of their factories in, I think, Waterloo in Canada, Ontario, and in Sweden. So they're owned by a Chinese company, but they've kept their manufacturing abroad, which is sort of nice. Okay, so one of the big ones, Burger King. What do you think? Is it owned by American or is it owned by Chinese? Neither, guys. It's owned by 3G Capital. What's 3G Capital? That's a Brazilian company. That's owned by some Brazilian billionaire. Owns the Burger Kings here in China. Yes, it's one of those things. So Chinese lose out, the Americans lose out on that one. As a Canadian, you're all thinking, well, they got a Tim Hortons in Shanghai. What's going on with that? Is Tim Hortons selling out to the Chinese? Well, they took a great big investment from Tencent. Yes. So, and Tencent, yeah, it's a big Chinese company. So they're probably setting up to run all the Tim Hortons here in China, and I would imagine that's in the works as we speak. So Tim Hortons being a Canadian company, well, no, it's really not. Well, at least here in China. What about Mr. Sub? No, 100% owned by a Canadian company. Yes, sirree. So all of the Mr. Subs here in China are held by a Canadian company. So at least Canada's got some kudos going for them. You know what I mean? Like, we're not the biggest sellouts in the world. How about Starbucks? Starbucks coffee. Well, Starbucks coffee is still 100% owned by American companies. An American company, Starbucks. You got it. So Starbucks is one of the only holdouts here, guys, and I think that's great. How about Budweiser? Everybody wants to know Budweiser. The American beer of the American beer. Budweiser, the big horse, it's Clydesdales, all of that stuff. No, Budweiser's owned by 3G Capital, the same Brazilian company that owns Burger King. Yeah, so Budweiser, and a Belgian family. I'm not sure what their name is. I can't remember. It's an age thing. So a Belgian company and a Brazilian company own Budweiser, not just in China, everywhere, guys. So it's not just the Chinese taking over American businesses, it's other countries, billionaires, big corporations taking over American companies. Every once in a while you see me drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon, an iconic American beer from a way back. Is the Chinese Pabst Blue Ribbon owned by America? No, actually it's owned by a Hong Kong company. So a Hong Kong company is a Chinese company, so Pabst Blue Ribbon is owned by the Chinese in China here. Why? That's Pabst Blue Ribbon. How about Disney? Disneyland in Shanghai and Hong Kong. Are they owned by the Americans? No. Shanghai is owned by a Chinese company, and the Hong Kong Disneyland is actually partially owned by the Hong Kong government and another corporation. So even the Disneylands of China are owned by Chinese companies or Chinese government. And see, when I saw that the Disneyland in Hong Kong was owned by the Hong Kong government, partially owned by the Hong Kong government, that sort of took me by surprise. Oh, and let's get back to the Volvo thing, because I really thought that was really weird too. Volvo, 100%, but only their car section is 100% owned by I wasn't looking at that young girl. only the car section is 100% owned by the Chinese. Their truck section is different. So let's get that straight here. But the Chinese company that owns Volvo only owns 8.2% of the truck portion of that corporation. But they have their eyes set on the whole thing. And as we all know, when the Chinese have their eyes set on something, money talks and bullshit walks, and that's the way it goes. So as you see, it's not as clear cut in the world of industry anymore who owns what. So to answer this comment, I was going to write him a response, but then I thought, no, I'll make a video about it. I'll do some research. I'll find out exactly what the story is here and get back to him. So yeah, you know, there are some companies like Burger King. Well, no, Burger King's Brazilian. Holy smokes. Oh, Starbucks, that's what it was. Starbucks is still owned by an American company, but you know, most everything isn't. It's the way it is, guys. So when you think that America owns a bunch of China, that's just not true. China owns a bunch of China. China owns a bunch of America. China owns a bunch of Sweden and Canada. Maybe I'll make one about what the Chinese own in Canada as far as Canadian corporations and mining companies and whatever. And then maybe I'll go around and go to Europe, the UK, Australia. Oh, those Australians are brutal, eh? They're getting their coming uppins here because of their attitude towards the Chinese. Anyway, that's another video from Gweilo 60. As always, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Don't forget to hit the bell. Don't forget to resubscribe, and never forget to put a couple bucks on the children's Patreon account. It's for a good cause. It's for poor rural Chinese children. It's they just need a helping hand, guys. We can give them that helping hand. Help me help them. Thanks for watching. Bye now. You'll notice in the description below that I put in a sort of a promo for Prader-Willi syndrome, and it's got to do with my granddaughter Miranda. My daughter had Emmeline, who is a doll, I tell you, but she was born with Prader-Willi syndrome. I'm not going to get into the syndrome type thing, but this little girl's doing a fundraiser, and so I'm putting it on my page, and I'm expecting you guys to help out a little bit. We've done this a couple times in the past, and it's actually worked where people are helping out. So thanks to everybody that's donated to Emmeline's cause. But the people that haven't, I urge you to go to the description area of this video, check it out, read the promo, click on the link, and donate a couple of dollars to this really good cause.